Good morning and thanks for watching. I'm Dylan Stevens. The victim's father says that Wagstaff would meet his son at night just a few blocks away from his house at this elementary school. He sat in a closet in this house behind me for hours waiting for the murder to happen. It has been 1 year since Australian baseball player Chris Lane was shot and killed. These signs, they're posted throughout the neighborhood and they make it clear to would-be criminals that this is a no-tolerance zone. Just moments ago, the judge called them back in. They've reached a verdict on 4 of the 6 counts, but they still have 2 more to go. It was here at the Blue House where the article says that Arms and the 2 others would have secret meetings, plotting about the DEQ. Caught on camera, a man rips out the cash register at an Oklahoma City convenience store and runs for the door. These are the only tracks that are leading to the lake, but these tracks were made when the car was pulled out. I had just checked in with the jailers right before the newscast to see if he had officially been booked, and that's when we found out about the rape complaint. The inmate may have broken into some other homes, one for sure, where he ditched his inmate clothes and then stole clothing from that resident. Let me guess, today's forecast is going to be hot. There's been no decision on school opening up tomorrow. If they do decide to open up, be sure to pay attention to the slick sidewalks and those parking lots. Brace yourself, winter is coming. Just kidding. Sex offenders considered as habitual or aggressive would not be allowed within 500 feet of a city park. That's here. Hunt was on for 7,001. Let's go ahead and make that 7,000 Easter eggs. I wouldn't want to exchange the shirt. I would want the misspelled shirt. The effects of the drought can be seen all over Texoma, from the dry waterbeds to the dead grass. And that's put water restrictions on pretty much everyone. As far as any cooperation from Sidewinders on helping out the situation, the sheriff says there's been little to none. A response to a wildfire can lead to dents in the truck, and that's money out of their budget, and those costs can add up. Some came with American flags, others with signs. But the protesters all came with the same message.
Send them back. Use the system that we already have the laws for.
Dovey Puño was one of the protesters today and had a strong stance that America needs to focus on helping its own first. Is there any sympathy with them being kids?
Yes, I have sympathy for children. Everybody does. Every woman in this country does. But we have daughters and sons. We have grandsons and granddaughters. I want this country to follow the laws.
Carol Eaglin agrees and is worried about what the future of the illegal immigrants in America could hold for its citizens.
You can't get a job unless you speak Spanish. You cannot get a job unless you speak bilingual.
With cars whipping by on Rogers Lane and just feet above busy I-44. Puño says it was still worth the danger to stand so close to traffic for today's demonstration.
If our military can go to war to protect us, and they're facing bullets, I think I can face a car.
Today's protest is one of 4 in the state of Oklahoma. Some of the protesters even drove from Ada. Reporting from Rogers Lane and I-44, I'm Dylan Stevens, 7 News. These are the beginning steps of an 11-month project that went from this to this.
On this side is our couch slash dinner table, because we have this table that folds down, so it's kind of our community area.
When you have 160 square feet to work with building a house, you have to get creative. Cody and Kelly did just that. They have their couch slash table, hidden storage in their stairs, and storage all around their upstairs bedroom.
We have storage built into all of the sideboards and the headboard as well.
The house is similar to an RV, so it has hookups for water and electricity. Building a tiny house, you have to make some sacrifices, especially for these two who are moving the house to Colorado July 11th.
I just have a lot of clothes and a lot of shoes, just girl problems, purses, things that you have throughout the years, and it's like, I haven't worn this in 2 years. I've got to let it go.
But everything isn't a sacrifice. In the tiny house, they have a wood-burning stove and a full-size bathtub. 2 things the couple said were necessary.
It was very important for Kelly. She has to have her baths, so we fit it in there. We made it happen.
Obviously, space is hard to come by when you build a house on a trailer, and that includes personal space. But the 2 say the theory behind the tiny house helps with when you need to get away.
We built the house to be more outside, you know, with our lives, to not
Correct.
live inside of our house all the time. So I think that this lifestyle promotes that, and we always have the outdoors to go to and just be out of the house.
The freedom isn't just in the outdoors either. It's in their back pockets also.
There's a monetary freedom there because you're not spending, you don't have to each month put so much money towards just your living. Compared to what our bills are going to be here, it's less than half. So that's huge and I mean, that's internet, that's all of our amenities that we need. And so we're going to be able to invest in our future financially through doing this.
Cody and Kelly now have a little over a week to make those final decisions of what's going with them to Colorado. Reporting for 7 News, I'm Dylan Stevens. Our cameras were rolling after a home invasion in a usually quiet neighborhood as police searched for one of the 2 suspects. Police searched for an hour, then he was found underneath a backyard deck. The victim suffered minor injuries that could have been worse after the suspect fired into a window near his face, burning it with glass.
He goes to he shoves a gun in the crack of the door, trying to push the door open, and I just leaned into it. I was telling the cops, I said, I bet he didn't expect no 360-pound man. He's standing at the door when he tried to kick it open. When I had a hold of it, and I went to try to lock it, and that's when he shoved the gun through the thing and pulled the trigger, and it was like everything just blowed up after that.
The intruders then rushed in, forcing Paul Alverson and his wife to the ground while his 20-year-old nephew tried hiding in a closet to load a gun and call 911. He got a call out, but before talking to dispatch, he was dragged out of the closet. All 3 were now on the floor in the living room, while the intruders held them at gunpoint and searched the house.
They covered all of us up with a blanket.
So you couldn't see the face and stuff?
Well, I figured they're fixing to execute us before they got out of here. I mean, they kept telling us they're going to kill us. If I don't find money, I'm going to kill you.
They waited there, not knowing what would happen, and the intruders kept yelling at Paul.
They kept asking for, pills. You got any pills? I know you got pills. I'm like, dude, I'm a man. I don't have to have pills to get off,
The police showed up at the same moment the intruders were leaving. One intruder was immediately caught. The other one is the one caught in the backyard.
I had more fear for my wife than I did anything. That was what I was more scared because she was dressed in her military, and I'm thinking they're going to shoot her because she's military.